know, I'm Kate Fox, and I am here with Natasha Mincy, and she is with Be the Match, and we are at the Kids Comic Con, and Natasha's going to tell us a little bit about what Be the Match does.
Sure. So Be the Match is the National Marrow Donor Registry, and what we do is we work closely with patients that are fighting different blood cancers, leukemia, sickle cell anemia, really any kind of blood disease that requires a stem cell donation in order to be cured. So right now we have about 19.5 million people that have joined our registry and are willing to donate, but it's not enough. Actually, 70% of patients do not have a match within their family. So
70%
do not have a match within their family.
Wow.
So it's really important that as many people as possible join.
Okay, now if people want to join, if they want to look up and see what it is you do,
absolutely.
where do they go?
Absolutely. You can go to join.bethematch.org. I've created a special link on this flyer because we are at Kids Comic Con today. So it's join.bethematch.org/Kids Comic Con. And you can easily join the registry. It takes about 3 minutes on your phone, and that's it. You might be on your way to saving someone's life.
Wow, and what else is there in this world?
True.
So I'm so glad to speak with you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. I'm here with Mikkel Supreme,
You got it. Night and Day Anime Studios in the house.
and I'm so glad to run into you here. I didn't know you'd be here today.
Oh, you didn't? You don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So what's going on today? What do you got going?
Well, you know, I'm right back in my homelands right here. I grew up in the Bronx, and I moved to Long Island back in '96. I heard about this convention through a few artists and whatnot, and I said, you know what? 13 years running, I gotta check it out myself. They haven't been blessed by my looks here. You know, but but on a serious note, yeah, I'm out here just showing my artwork, whatnot, and hanging out with the fans, meeting old friends, and making new ones, and whatnot. So, and also here to promoting my book, Just Blaze: Leisure of the Firing Fist. I have to say the whole title, or Just Blaze, the music producer, will sue me. So I gotta say the whole Blaze, Just Blaze, Leisure of the Firing Fist. And I got 2 issues here already.
2 issues.
2 issues. They all going for $5 each. I'm working on the 3rd issue now. It's called Just Blaze: Legend of Firing Fist versus the Boot Building, where it's going to be 100 floors of butt-kicking action.
Wow. And now if people want to see your stuff, what do you got there?
Well, most definitely. If they want to come see my stuff, they will come to Night and Day Anime Studios, all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And also, we go check out my artwork there. And also, if they want to order my comic book or take a look at it, they can go online to comicbookfleamarket.com. Go into the anime section. I took over the whole anime section. 80 book there will be representing me. Even the Rain Star. If you check out Rain Star, definitely check that book out too as well.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I'm speaking with Maureen Britt, and she is working here today with Alex at the Kids Comic Con. And Maureen, what's going on here today?
There's so much going on, Kate. It's so exciting. Basically, we're inspiring young kids to learn that they can create, they can draw, they could become an artist, that their imagination is important, and that adults can share in that fun too. And this is a very family-friendly event.
Yes,
That's our key thing, because we feel that kids need to be allowed to enjoy comics without some of the more adult themes that you see a lot of days. So that's our mission, to bring education and inspiration to kids, and that's why we're here. And one of the fun things that happened that I don't think you know is I saw an article about a young boy in Parkchester who needed a bone marrow transplant. And it said in the article that he loves comics. And the other problem is that some ethnic groups don't always have donations in the bone marrow thing. So I contacted them through the newspaper and said, come to here, because our population, you could sign up and maybe we'll find a match.
Wow.
So that's why the Be the Match people are here today.
Wow, and we spoke with them.
Yes. I saw that and said, we got to put them together. This kid loves comics. This kid needs us. He needs the community. So that's what we're going to do.
That's wonderful.
And that's how that happened. I called Alex. I'm like, listen, this is what I'm doing. I didn't even ask permission. I'm like, Alex, this is what we're doing. He's like, go for it.
You know he's all for that,
Absolutely,
though.
because that's how he is. He's all about the community and helping kids.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love this.
Isn't that wild?
It is wild.
And that only happened like a week ago.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
not kidding you.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what you're going to find that's going to touch people. You can find it anywhere.
Absolutely. Good people working together. That's what we're all about.
I love it. Maureen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kate. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
You're watching the Kate Fox Show. I am Kate Fox, and I'm here with Sam Wisniewski, and he is with Thrive Collective, and we're at the Kids Comic-Con. And Sam, tell me a little bit about what we're doing here today.
What we do at Thrive Collective is we do collaborative murals. So we work with kids in schools, and we have artists that come in and walk them through the process of what it takes to start and finish a mural.
And you started with a black and white piece of art
Yep.
up on the wall, and we'll put pictures up of it. It's really filling in nicely. And you go to, you said, the 5 boroughs?
Yeah, we'll work with any public school and also a lot of community organizations. Sometimes into schools that don't have arts programming, or maybe they're just overextended, and by bringing projects in like this, it enables the kids to have experiences that they just wouldn't normally have in school.
And now, what made you start doing this? What brought you here?
Well, I started this just as a volunteer. So Jeremy Del Rio, our executive director, I just volunteered. I was teaching classical painting at the time. I had never done murals or community projects. I volunteered, loved the process, and then 6 years later I'm still doing it.
Wow. Well, now, if people want to learn about Thrive Collective, where do they go?
So they go to thrivecollective.org. Online you can find a lot of videos, any contact information, and a large portfolio to look at too.
Wow. Well, I want to say thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I am here with Christian Rodriguez. And Christian, you're here today at the Kids Comic-Con, and you're interviewing people.
Yeah, so I'm interviewing people to see like what inspired them and like why did they start drawing all these comics instead of doing something else.
And do you like what they're telling you? Is it interesting?
Yeah, I really like what they're telling me because one day I could be like one of them, like start drawing comics and get inspired by them.
And do you draw?
Sometimes in my free time I do.
I like that. And how did you get started doing this? Why are you here?
So I started doing this because at my school, my library teacher, she said I could start doing interviews for her about new books that came to her to tell her what they're about.
So that's how you started.
Yeah.
And how did you make your way to Kids Comic-Con? You're interviewing all these artists, and how did you get here?
So I got here because my library teacher, she said I could come here. So she said I was doing good on all of the interviews. So she said I could come here to interview people and the books that they got inspired by, and who could be their heroes or like who would they pick.
And how do you feel? Are you intrigued by the heroes that they picked? Are you surprised by any choices they give you?
I am surprised by one because one of the men in there, he said that he would be Spider-Man because he was a normal guy until he got paused by accident because a spider bit him, so he was surprised by that.
Wow, very interesting. Now, is this something you want to do when you grow up, or are you still just figuring it out?
I'm still figuring it out.
It's kind of fun to do, though, right?
Yeah, because when you draw, it's like you could go into your imagination and think of different characters. Like you didn't know about doing this, like you could make your own characters.
You can make your own world.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now I hear Alex said he's going to post up the interviews you're doing here. You're sort of his cub reporter, right?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I am looking forward to hearing your interviews, and I want to say thank you for talking to us.
Thank you too.
Christian Rodriguez. I am speaking with Raphael, and he is with East Coast Avengers.
Yes.
And you came out today to represent your organization.
Yep. The East Coast Avengers. We usually do charity events and appearances, and we usually do hospital visits and whatever else people need.
Wow. And I know Alex said you come here every year for this.
Mm-hmm.
You donate your time.
Yes, we do.
And you make all the kids happy.
Yes. That's the main goal.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure Captain. I mean, come on, they must be when they see you.
They usually get very excited about Captain America, but they love Spider-Man too.
Okay, well that's all right. Spider-Man's good too.
Yes.
And you said you have about 7 members here today?
Yes, we have 7 members, but in total, the East Coast Avengers have about 200 members.
Wow, and you must do a lot of weekend things.
It's whenever we're available, usually, because as soon as you set up, and someone will call us or set up an event and ask us, can you please show up? So it depends on, it's a day-by-day thing.
Okay, now if someone wanted to call you and do an event, where would they go? How would they contact you?
Either through Facebook or through Instagram. If you look up the East Coast Avengers, you could email us through there.
East Coast Avengers, Facebook and Instagram, and now are these all basically you do charity events? Do you do like photo shoots? Do you go to like the crazy East Coast Comic-Con or do
like conventions in general? Yes, a lot of our members usually do that. But as the East Coast Avengers ourselves, we don't. That's not our main goal. That's never been like a mission or anything. It's always been the other side of the costuming.
And you do the good things.
Yes, ma'am.
You make people happy. You make kids smile. You made me smile.
Thank you.
And now, is there anything else that you want to leave us with? You want us to know about you, your group?
No, not right now. Like I said, if you want to catch us, you see us on Instagram or on Facebook.
Thank you so much, Raphael.
Thank you.
I'm speaking to Emilio Velez Jr., and he is the author of the Dodgeball Teams, an artist, creator. And today you won the very first Kids Comic-Con Award.
Oh, definitely. It's hard to say because I have never gotten an award like this before ever in my career. This is unbelievable to me. And Alex was a really nice guy, so and that's why he gave it to me, and it felt great.
Well, they told me that they felt that you deserved it, that you've been coming, and then you became inspired to create this comic. And you've got a lot of them.
10 of those, yes.
10 of those, wow.
10 issues of the Dodgeball Teams.
That's wonderful. And you have your lovely mother helping you today, correct?
That is correct. She's always there to support me, and she's always there to every convention I go to, including arts and crafts fairs, even dodgeball tournaments.
Wow, that is a mother. That is a good mother.
And my mom has met some of the players. They were really nice.
Wow, that's great. And so now today, you've been meeting kids. You talk to kids.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I talk to the parents, the kids. They love what I do. They love all my work. They've read all my stories. And I get instant feedback from them.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? If people want to look you up, they go to...
There's several things you can go. You can go to my website, dodgeballteams.com.
Dodgeballteams.com.
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook /The Dodgeball Teams. But I also have a group page, which is a fan club.
Wow.
It's called the Dodgeball Teams Fan Club. You go facebook.com/groups/the Dodgeball Teams Fan Club.
Okay.
And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Emilio Velez 51.
Wow. Wow, you're all over the place. So where are people going to find you next?
My next appearance will be at the Spider's Web in Yonkers. That's a comic shop. They're doing a special free comic book day, which is held at every comic book shop around the country.
Okay.
So I was picked by the owner of the shop to do an exhibition there.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Great.
Congratulations.
And it's on May the 4th.
May the 4th.
2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. So I want you to say to everyone, look up the Dodgeball Teams.
Okay, look up the Dodgeball Teams at dodgeballteams.com. Find me on Facebook. Also find me on Twitter and Instagram at EmilioValez51.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're very welcome. I appreciate it.
I do too.
Thank you so
That's all
much.
for you too. I'm speaking with Jim Jeffries, and Jim is the author of Adventures with Ted. And Jim, you have an interesting story about how you came to do this comic.
Well, actually, it was through the help of Maureen and with Alex that I came here. I initially came here to help them out with photography. And then because of the Kids Comic Con, it really got my creative juices flowing. And I started drawing up again about a year and a half ago, and I came up with the character of Ted. And basically, Ted is my alter ego. And he's based on my life experiences. I don't know if you know this, but I was born with my condition.
Right.
And I was born without any legs. And I was born in South Korea. And I was adopted. And at the age of 4, I came to the United States. And my parents adopted 7 of us.
Wow.
And 6 brothers and 3 sisters. And all my brothers have a physical disability.
Really?
Yeah, so ranging from blindness to spina bifida to what I had to osteogenesis imperfecta.
Wow.
And all the girls are fine. So all the boys have some type of like physical limitation, and then the girls are all physically fine.
Interesting.
And we were all like a conglomeration of whatever. We were like one big pot.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And now you're an athlete.
Yes, I play wheelchair basketball.
Wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
See, I have questions, but my questions are not so smart because this is how you are. This is how you've always been. So
Okay.
it's in my head. I want to say, well, how do you play basketball? Well, that's a ridiculous question because you take a ball and you play basketball.
Yes.
Right?
The wheelchair is considered part of the person's body.
Okay.
Okay, so like in regular basketball, if you foul somebody, it's considered like a foul, just like in wheelchair basketball. We have everything set up the same way. 3-point line, foul line, the height of the basket's all the same. It's all the same as stand-up.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And again, it's not different for you because this is you.
Yeah.
This is how you are.
And I've been playing since I was 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm old now. So, yeah.
And now you have this great comic, and he's your alter ego.
Yes.
And
So,
what do you?
like, I'll give you an example here. This is something I used to do as a kid, because Halloween is a great, and I would come up, my brothers and I would come up to households and we would knock on the door and they'd stick me in front of the door and saying, "Trick or treat, smell my feet."
Oh my gosh. That's
so-
horrible.
but I love it. I love it.
And funny.
And but it's just my sense of humor. I use Ted as a vehicle for humor to break down barriers, so that people don't feel like all tense and uptight about disability issues.
Right.
It kind of softens their outlook on disability.
Right.
know.
Well, sometimes we have a perception of, people have a perception, well, if someone's disabled, you're not sure how to talk to them, or you don't know where to come from.
Yeah. And they don't want to offend people, and they're like, if I say something wrong, am I going to offend that person? With me, be offensive. Ask the questions,
Can I smell your feet?
Yes, you can smell my feet, And it's all good. It's all good. And because if you ask the questions and if it's out there, it's more awareness.
Yes. Yes,
And
it is.
so the comic is based on humor first and foremost, but at the same time it allows people to be more aware of what it's like to be in a wheelchair, what it's like to be disabled, what it's like to conduct a normal life. Because I do all the normal things. I go shopping at ShopRite, I drive, I have a normal dating life, so I do all these things,
Well, you're a person.
Yes. Yeah.
And sometimes people forget that, I think.
Yeah.
So it's, now if people want to find you or find Ted, where do they go?
Adventureswithted.com.
Adventureswithted.com.
Adventureswithted.com. And in fact, it's right there.
I'm speaking with Jamal Eigel, and Jamal is an artist here at Kids Comic Con. And you have a lovely body of work. Your artwork is gorgeous.
Thank you, Kate.
And I hear tell you actually also created a book based on your daughter.
Yes. Absolutely. This is Molly Danger. I created Molly Danger originally in 2003. It was a pseudo animation pitch that didn't go anywhere, so I ended up having to put her on the shelf. This predates my daughter by a few years.
Okay.
So what happened was I was an exclusive artist at DC Comics for about 7 years, and when I left DC, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. So a friend of mine had approached me about doing a Kickstarter with him, and I'd never heard of Kickstarter at the time. So I looked at the website, and I was just like, wait, I can do this. I can do this myself. I don't need, to team up with somebody else.
Right.
So I was trying to figure, well, what am I going to do? And then this little voice in the back of my head is like, Molly, Molly, Molly. So I went back and I went in my files and dug them up and rewrote the whole story and figured out what I wanted to do. And I based her on my then, this is 2012, so Katie was 4? No. Yeah, almost 4. She was like, almost 4.
Wow. Okay.
So so Molly Danger is a 10-year-old superhero who's been 10 years old for 2 decades.
Wow. 10 years old for 2 decades.
Yeah, she's superhumanly strong, practically invulnerable, and possibly immortal.
Wow. Well, I love it. This is. How does your daughter feel about it?
Oh, she is Molly's biggest spokesperson. Like she tells everybody. My dad came up with this comic book character called Molly Danger. Have you ever heard of it? So.
I love this. Now, if people wanted to get this book or find out more about you, get some of your merchandise, where would they go?
Well, Molly Danger is available on Amazon.com, so you can buy it directly from Amazon. If you want to find out more about me, you can go to my website, which is JamalEigel.com.
JamalEigel.com.
And everything Jamal Eigel there, so you can find out about Molly Danger, you can find out about The Wrong Earth, my Supergirl run for DC, a lot of the things that I have been involved with, including I'm currently working on the sequel to a series called Black that I did with Black Mirror Studios a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So we did another Kickstarter for that sequel, which is called White. And the premise of Black, just to give you guys the premise of Black, it's set in a world where only black people get superpowers. So at the end of Black, a man who was exploiting African Americans for their abilities, Theodore Mann, was arrested and convicted. In the beginning of White, he's the president of the United States.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Well, I look forward to looking at all of your work, and I want to say thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
I am speaking with Leslie Carrera Rudolph and
Lolly Lardpop.
And Lolly's very, very cute. She keeps jumping in.
I know, I'm adorable.
And Leslie, you're here today. You're a puppeteer. You have these lovely things here.
Yes, I'm an artist. I just brought my sketchbook for kids this is where I empty a lot of my brain is into my artwork. So I just kind of do some orange stare, poodle bug, just kind of, yeah, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you now you've been.
And these are like pipe cleaner art, but I use them for stop motion, so you can see a smaller version of Lolly.
Really?
And so I do a bunch of little. It's called Lolly's Twisted Tales, but I just do them on my phone. And, I'm obsessed with characters.
I love it. Well, this one's adorable.
Yes.
And I now I don't even know what to say. I've never seen someone do pipe cleaner art for stop motion.
This is Granny Dot. Oh, I know. I did a Mary Poppins for Julie Andrews. I gave Went with the Wind to Carol Burnett. This is Cheetah Rivera. Cheetah's my spirit animal.
Wow.
I did Kiss of the Spider Woman. I made this for Bette Midler.
Oh, how
I
cool
gave
is that?
it to her. I forced it on her. But I don't know what it is. I just started doing it.
And this is what you were made to do.
Yeah. I love my passion is helping. In fact, my mission I call is helping kids navigate life creatively. So it's like my major at San Francisco State was child development through the arts.
Really?
I just designed that major. And just basically it's dealing with a lot of kids at risk, and I did a lot of after school programs. I was going to be a special ed teacher, but then I kept getting jobs in theater.
Wow.
So then I just ended up on Sesame Street.
Sesame Street? What's Sesame Street?
Oh, it's a little show that's been on for 50 years. 50.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. And you found a home.
Yeah, I mean, my big break came like 23 years ago when I had a
There you go, girls.
Yes.
I am speaking with Leslie Carrera Rudolph and
Lolly Lardbach.
And Lolly's very, very cute. She keeps jumping in.
I know, I'm adorable.
And Leslie, you're here today. You're a puppeteer. You have these lovely things here.
Yes, I'm an artist. I just brought my sketchbook for kids this is where I empty a lot of my brain, is into my artwork. So I just kind of do some orange stare, poodle bug, just kind of, yeah, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. And now you've been.
These are like pipe cleaner art, but I use them for stop motion, so you can see a smaller version of Lolly.
Really?
And so I do a bunch of little. It's called Lolly's Twisted Tales, but I just do them on my phone. And, I'm obsessed with characters.
I love it. Well, this one's adorable.
Yes.
And now I don't even know what to say. I've never seen someone do pipe cleaner art for stop motion.
This is Granny Dot. Oh, I know. I did a Mary Poppins for Julie Andrews. I gave Went with the Wind to Carol Burnett. This is Cheetah Rivera. Cheetah's my spirit animal.
Wow.
I did Kiss of the Spider Woman. I made this for Bette Midler.
Oh, how
I
cool
gave
is
it
that?
to her. I forced it on her. But I don't know what it is. I just started doing it.
And this is what you were made to do.
Yeah. I love my passion is helping. In fact, my mission I call is helping kids navigate life creatively. So it's like my major at San Francisco State was child development through the arts.
Really?
I just designed that major. And just basically it's dealing with a lot of kids at risk, and I did a lot of after school programs. I was going to be a special ed teacher, but then I kept getting jobs in theater.
Wow.
So then I just ended up on Sesame Street.
Sesame Street? What's Sesame Street?
Oh, it's a little show that's been on for 50 years. 50.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. And you found a home.
Yeah, I mean, my big break came like 23 years ago when I had a
Pause it for a second.
We're gonna go back to
Pause it for a second.
a big break.
Because sometimes it's. Are we going again? So you had your big break.
I had my big break for Muppets Tonight. I had a HBO Workspace special, HBO, and well, now it's Comedy Central. So I wrote a show called Life in Other People's Shoes, and I just had shoes all over the stage, and I'll like cartoon a character and go into one. That was at this HBO Workspace thing. And then someone from the Muppets came, and then my friend also told me about an audition that they were looking for female comedians who can sing and do characters. So I went to a cattle call, and it was 2 days of them seeing people every half hour, and then I got a call back, and then I got another call back and another one, and then finally I got lucky. Bill Beretta talked Brian Henson into hiring me. He goes, well, she's got characters. Let's give her a shot. So I showed up on set every day thinking I was going to be fired.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, I did puppets with my schools, and I've had Lolly and stuff, but it wasn't at the level of that. I mean, I still get starstruck when I put Abby on, and I've been doing her for 13, 14 years. Wow. She's like a magical puppy for the world. Like we've been soul hugged, we do outreach. When you're on Sesame Street, your characters live off the page, which means, you know, you watch the show, but then you're out in the world and you have kids running up and hugging you, and they're friends. And we do a lot of outreach. I'm the Labradoodle for Julia's family, which is our new autism puppet, and for our autism initiative, and I do Lily, which is for our homeless initiative, and I do a curtain. So I love, it's like, we always say we're like that Saturday Night Live players, but nobody knows who we are, and we show up each week, and we have all these characters that we do. I'll be a pineapple 1 week, in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be a cow. For a lactate thing.
Oh my gosh.
I think, I don't know. So I love with characters, there's no boundaries, so I really found a home.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm blessed. And the people I work with are inspiring and creative, and I just pinch myself every day. So.
Wow. And you have something coming up, something a little different.
Yes, so I started doing, because I'm gone back to my roots when I was a comedian and entertainer and theater. I was performing under this gay bar in Silver Lake called Casita del Campo. People, it's underneath a Mexican restaurant, it's great. But I started doing cabaret, writing comedy, and like an adult puppet show for adults.
Wow.
But it's not puppets, you know. I have Granny, Dot, and Lolly are characters in the show, but they're not because I do a puppet. Every character in my show has a story to tell, or a reason for being there. So this one is an experiment. I'm going to try to empty my brain once a month at the Laurie Beachman Theater, and I'll try to write a new show. But I've done What Just Happened, which was me trying to have an adult cabaret that went bad. And then I wrote Moonlight Madness, I hope comes back, where I get bit by a werewolf, and by the end of the show I'm a dog. And then this one, I can't tell you, but the first one is spring themed, and we're going to be doing Doris Day music.
Wow.
Because my mom's name's Doris May. Oh my God. And the first one's Mother's Day weekend.
I love it.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I just want to play with everybody.
That's wonderful. And where do people go if they want to find out where you are, what you are, what shows are coming on? Where do they go?
Okay, so I have on Instagram, I'm Lolly Lardpop. And on Facebook, Lolly Lardpop has a Facebook page, which I post a lot of things. I'm horrible at Facebook. I also have a radio show style podcast called Lolly's Radio Playdate. So there's like all original podcasts, family friendly, the only intergenerational, all female driven comedy, like, you know, family podcast for kids. That's Lolly's Radio Playdate, and then LeslieCarraraRudolph.com.
So people can find you.
I guess they can. On Instagram, Lolly Lardpop. You'll find Abby, pictures of my dog.
Okay.
Some of my artwork. People that are super cool.
We're going to promote you. Oh, here we go.
Plus I get to meet really amazing people that inspire me every day. KCC, man.
It's true. It's true.
It's my favorite.
This is wonderful.
It's my favorite thing I do.
This is a great day, and thank you so much for talking with us.
Okay, I'm going to teach you the fairy hug. Okay.
Okay.
So when you meet a fairy, this is the fairy wave. So you can only know that wave if you've met a real fairy.
Okay.
And you have. And then for the fairy hug, you put wings on their back. So I hug you.
I'm just hoping she finds
I'm
sort of casual. You know, it's hard. She's got a full-time job.
Hi, I'm Kate Fox. We're at the Kids Comic Con, and this is Thrive Collective. Now that's art.